All right, everyone, just as a reminder, please silence all cell phones if you haven't done that already. No flash photography within the press conference. No video may be taken. You can download the video from the NCAA Media Hub once the press conference is over. We will take questions from the media room first, and then we will go to Zoom. If you are in the Zoom room, use the raise hand function, and we will get to you through the course of the press conference. And please state your name and affiliation before you say your question. So anyway, Louisville head coach Jeff Walz. Coach, if you want to start with an opening statement, and then we'll open the room for questions.
Sure. I'll just make it short and sweet. We're just excited to still be here, still playing. Looking forward to some prep for a very, very good Iowa basketball team. It should be another great basketball game. We've had a lot of good games throughout this entire NCAA tournament, and I'm expecting a great game tomorrow as well.
Doug, we'll start with you.
Coach Doug Feinberg, the AP. Two-part question. First part was, did you close down the bar last night? And the second part is, I asked Caitlin this before. There's a story from a few years ago when you coached her in USA basketball, and then you said to her before the game, hey, if someone gets hurt, you're shooting free throws, and sure enough, that happened. So
and she went 1 for 2.
She did say that.
She did. Thank you. Yeah, and she did go 1 for 2. She sure did. The first question, yes. We closed the bar down. And I'm really shocked at 10:30. Like, who closes a hotel bar at 10:30? I don't know if that's a Seattle thing or not, but in Louisville, we stay open until like 4. So, I'm not from here. Is that normal? 10:30?
Yeah.
Okay. So we did close it down. So we made sure we ordered a few ahead of time. And then, yes, I was fortunate to have the opportunity to coach Caitlin in summers. And she's just a fantastic player. Did sit there and tell her, hey, in case we get a situation, someone gets injured, if you're not in there, I'm putting you in to shoot a free throw. She made the hard one, which was the first one, and then missed our second one. But then we got the ball out of bounds on the side. It was our gold medal game, and we tied it up on the sidelines and got a stop, went to overtime and won. But those are the fun teams that there's not a whole bunch of thought that goes into them when you've got 12 All-Americans sitting there on your team and you're playing in international basketball. Aaliyah Boston, Paige, Haley, Caitlin, Fran, Cameron Brink. It was just a roster full of great players. So, yeah, I can't say I did much during that, but she did go 1 for 2.
Yeah, Coach Jeff Linder, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Coach Bluter talked about the events of what happened in Louisville with Ava Jones and how she kind of leaned on you and on all that. Could you kind of expand on that a little bit?
Well, it was just such a terrible situation that took place, in Louisville during the big basketball weekend. And when we heard it and saw what took place, I reached out to Lisa and just asked if there's anything that we can do at all. And she said, I'll figure some things out, because they were still trying, it was so new, it just happened, trying to figure out what's going on, what's going to happen. And then a few days after, she said, a car would be wonderful for her grandmother. And it took one phone call to one of our boosters, and it was like, it's a done deal. Do not worry about it. That has a car dealership, and within 10 minutes, they had her a car. And that's, it's what our basketball community is all about. Sure, we're all trying to beat each other, and you're trying to advance, you're trying to win, but the end of the day, it's just about being a good person and doing what's right. So I was very fortunate to have some wonderful people in Louisville who were willing to step up without even asking a bunch of questions at all.
And down here.
Jeff, the football team made them work.
Name and affiliation, please.
Sorry. Alexis Cubitt, Louisville Courier-Journal. Jeff, football team made the work is work T-shirts inspired by JP saying. I guess, can you speak to that and how much this team kind of embodies that, and what does that mean to you guys to have the football team kind of rally around you right now?
Well, you know what? I haven't really seen it yet. I did hear about it, but yeah, JP, it's just been a slogan of hers for a few years now. Work is work, and it's kind of what our program is built on. It's like, as I said, we're not always the sexy choice. We're not the one that everybody's like, oh, you got it. This is a shoe in. Put them in your bracket, pencil them in. We're normally the one that everybody's, I think they're going to lose in the first round. They might get beat in the second round. And then they're like pissed that we keep winning. It's like, and eventually if you say we're going to lose, it might happen. And it's like, I told you. It's, well, you picked us to lose in the first round. We're in like round 4. So work is work has kind of been our slogan that JP came up with, and it's neat that our football team is using it now and behind us, and it's kind of what our athletic department has been known for. We all support each other. Our swimming program, it just had an unbelievable finish at the NCAAs. Our baseball team is doing great right now. We've had a lot of success throughout the years. Our volleyball program, back-to-back years in the Final Four. It's pretty awesome.
Tim?
Hey, Jeff. Tim Booth from the AP. Whether it's your experience coaching her with USA Basketball or watching her from afar, is there at this point an undervalued or an underappreciated part of Caitlin's game that sometimes gets overshadowed by maybe what she does, either passing or scoring?
Undervalued? I mean, the only thing I criticized her on, because I've got a relationship with her, and Lisa's great, because I text Lisa last year and was like, hey, Caitlin, I'm not sure what record she broke or what she did. I said, would you mind if I just text her and congratulate her? Are you okay? And she's like, that is fine, because I'm not the coach who's tampering with people. That's other coaches in our business, so I'm not doing that crap. But she makes that shot against Indiana to win, and I'm sure her phone was just blowing up. And I sent her a simple text that said, it hit the rim. It wasn't all that impressive. And within 45 minutes, she was like, why doesn't that surprise me from you? With a big smiley face. No, there's nothing undervalued about her game. She's she passes the ball. You look at the number of assists she has. She's shooting 48 or 49% overall from the field. 80 plus from the free throw line. Her court vision's outstanding. Her range is, once she crosses half court, nobody's going to undervalue what she does. And her teammates, she does a great job with her teammates. She sets them up, and they're shot ready, and they take advantage of what she can do with the ball. So I think she's got a complete game, and everybody knows it. If you undervalue her game, it's just because you don't like her for some reason.
I'm going to go to the Zoom room. Tyler Griever, go ahead.
Hey, Jeff, how much has Morgan lifted you guys in this tournament with what she's brought you guys off the bench?
No, it's been fantastic. Morgan has played extremely well, and I'm really proud of her. She's playing hard. She's competing. She's starting to make reads, which is something that we've worked extremely hard with her on. When people play her different ways now, she's not getting as frustrated. And, if we can continue to have her play the way she is and Liz off the bench as well and Riss, we've got some scoring and some depth. When you can go 8 or 9 deep, it's extremely helpful in this tournament.
Up front here.
Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. Obviously, Caitlin stands out when you look at scouting Iowa, but what else really comes to mind when you're thinking about how you craft a defensive game plan against them?
Their whole team. Everybody does their job. Our young lady in the post that I've been practicing trying to say her name, but I stutter every time I say it, so it's like it's worthless. She's phenomenal. She doesn't dribble the basketball. It's quite amazing. She catches it, turns, and shoots over the left or right shoulder. I'm looking for it. I was hoping to pass her and tell her I couldn't have recruited you anyway because I could have never said your name. Golly. I stutter on that worse than anything. So, but she's phenomenal. And I just love the demeanor she plays with. She's a competitor. She's fierce, but she puts a smile. She has fun, and I love that about players. And then they've got some shooters. You've got a Marshall who, goes out there and everybody, oh, she looks so sweet, so nice, and she'll rip your head off. It's what I like about it. I mean, it's the fun part about it, and everybody knows their role, and they do it really darn well. And Lisa and her staff have done a remarkable job of getting their team, like our team, to buy into what your role is. If it's to come in for 5 or 6 minutes and get 4 or 5 boards, that's what they're doing. If it's a knockdown of 3, it's what they're doing. And it's quite impressive. And there's a reason they're playing in this game the same as us. I mean, it's not an accident when you get to this point in time.
I'm going to go Alexis, and then to Jerry, and then to Alexa.
Alexis Keeper, Louisville Courier-Journal. Jeff, you've talked about how this team would take a little longer to progress, just kind of in developing. What gave you that inclination, I guess, at the beginning of the season, and how much of that potential do you think you're seeing right now?
Well, I think we're seeing all of it right now. This is what I was hoping we could get to, and what gave me that inclination is we weren't very good. And I'm talking about in July, in August. I'm not talking about in November, December. It took us a while to get a feel for who could do what. What are the roles going to be? And once we figure that out, which we have over the past month and a half, and everybody's bought in, it's a special group to watch.
Jerry?
Jerry Brewer, Washington Post. Jeff, you talked about enjoying the moment last night and the advice that the assistants gave you way back when. What was that process like for you? Because as you continue to strive and we see your intensity, what's it like to balance appreciating the accomplishments with striving for more?
Well, it's part of life. I love what I do, but it's not my life. I don't have to coach until I'm 80. I love what I do, but I enjoy spending time with my family just as much. I'm excited. My son lives with his mom down in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Was excited he was able to fly out here on Thursday night. My daughter is a junior in high school. She just moved up with my wife and I. She's from my first marriage, and she decided she wants to possibly play college volleyball. And Louisville has very good high school volleyball, and our club teams are seen as very good. Last May, she's like, hey, Dad, I think I'm going to move up there. I'm like, okay, sure. You're going to move away from Mom and all your friends. Well, then in June, she's moving in. So she is here. And then my wife and I have a 9 and 7-year-old who are on a plane right now flying out. My brother and his daughter are bringing them out because they had school testing this week. So they had to fly back from Austin. So I love what I do, but I can't wait to see them. There's nothing better than when I get to have my entire family around. My parents, my in-laws all went to Austin. We prepare to win a basketball game, and that's what we're going to come out here tomorrow and do. Win, lose, or draw, at the end of the night, I've got kids and a family and friends to make sure that I don't just put basketball as number one and that's all I do. Because at the end of the day, we're not curing cancer. We're playing a game. Now, it's important. It's how I feed my family. But it's basketball. So I've learned that throughout my 28 years. And I'm very intense. I'm passionate. I want to win. I'm going to compete. But when it's over, it's over. I can tell you that right now. I don't hang on to this. I used to, but I don't anymore. It's you move on to the next. Sure, it sucks. I hate to lose, but I'm not going to be a miserable SOB because we lost a basketball game and be rude to you. I tell people all the time, they're like, I don't want to talk to you before the game. I don't want to disrupt you. And I'm like, I haven't missed a shot yet. I mean, I've missed one in my career, and I got reprimanded for it as a coach. The bad pass got thrown out of bounds on a fast break against Virginia in conference, and I told our kids, you throw me one more pass, I'm shooting the damn thing. And it hit me right. I mean, they threw it right in stride, and I just raised up and shot it. And the players on the bench were like, God, please don't go in. Because if it had gone in, boy, it would have been an unbelievable show for me. But once we put a game plan in, 6 o'clock is tomorrow night's game. Is that correct? Wait, 6?
Yep.
Okay, well, it's 6. Then I've got to be on. I got to make sure for adjustments, subs. Then that's my time, and hopefully I can just sit there and we don't have to make any adjustments. But once the game's over, it's over. And I'm going to make sure that I'm taking care of my family, my kids are there with me, and we're enjoying this entire experience because life is too short. I mean, you just never know what's around that next corner.
Alexa needs to be real quick. Last question.
Okay, I'll try to be quick. Alexa Philippou, ESPN.
I know who you are. You picked us to lose in that first round.
No.
Oh, yes, you did. Don't backpedal on me now.
I
Do
said
not
potential
backpedal.
upset, but I picked Louisville.
Well,
I picked
now
Louisville.
that's interesting. The big upset, but you picked us.
I said it had a potential.
I'm
No, I got
teasing.
you.
I'm teasing.
Now I forgot my question. No, I was actually a quick one. Did you know Ava Jones or her family before that whole
No.
tragic accident? It was just because it was in Louisville that
No.
you connected. Okay.
Yes, I did not know, but once that took place, obviously it gathered a lot of media attention, and then I do consider Lisa to be a friend, and I put a text into her and a call and was just like, if we can do anything at all, because it's just terrible.
Absolutely. Can I do
Yes,
one more
you
quick
can.
one? With this, now that you've been here a few days with this regional format where you have 8 teams at one point here, do you have any thoughts on how it's gone so far from a logistical standpoint? I know Lisa was saying there's a little bit less practice time. Is that something that you've found?
No,
be an
it doesn't
issue,
concern me at all. I think it's been great. I think the NCAA's done a fantastic job. The crowd, at least in our game last night, was awesome. I'm expecting a great crowd tomorrow night as well. You've just got to give a little bit. It's part of it. I say it all the time. We're not at a place right now where the KFC Yum Center is hosting a regional for the men right now in Louisville. It's sold out before they know who's playing. We're not sold out here before we know who's playing. And that's just that we're not at that point yet. So if we can do whatever we can do to put more teams in one location to bring in more fans, I think the better. Players want to play in front of people. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. If we only get an hour to shoot tonight, well, that's all they're going to get. So we have to go to an off-site. It's no big deal. The goal's the same height. We played here last night. It's not like somebody else is getting an hour and a half advantage over me. So we're all getting the same thing. So I think it's fantastic. The event's been great. The arena, the staff, everybody has been first class.
Fortunately, we're out of time. Coach, thank you very much. We'll see you
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Appreciate y'all. You picked against us. You picked against us. Come on. Oh, well, hey, that's no good. We're talking about the tournament.
All right, just a quick reminder, please say your name and affiliation before asking your question. And if you are in the Zoom room, please use the raise hand feature, and we will get to you in the course of the press conference. Joining us now from University of Louisville, student athletes Olivia Cochran, Haley Van Lith, and Mikasa Robinson. We'll go ahead and open the room to questions. Start right up here in front.
Sabrina Merchant, The Athletic. Haley, you've obviously played with Caitlin before on USA Basketball. What was that relationship like, and how have you seen her game evolve since then?
Yeah, I think I've known Caitlin for a while now. We've played on a couple USA teams together. Great person off the court, really funny, great sense of humor. Yeah, I mean, I have supported her through her college career, and she's supported me through mine, and she's gotten better every year. She's gotten better since I played with her in Team USA. So she's a great player and great person.
Go to Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry Brewer from the Washington Post. Olivia and Haley, why is Mikasa the best perimeter defender in the country? And do you have any humbling stories from practice or pickup games of her lockdown ability?
I mean, I think you could just look at the stats, man. I mean, ever since I've been at Louisville, especially last year, Mikasa guarded the team's best player, and last year we were known for holding the best player to under 10 points, and that was because of her. She can guard 1 through 5. She's not just a guard defender. She's not just a post defender. She can guard any position and successfully. And I think she also is off the ball. Her IQ for reading passing lanes and knowing where people are trying to go with the ball is the best that I've ever seen or played against. So I think, first off, just look at the stats of the percentages that people shoot when we play against them. But second, yeah, I honestly, I think of the other perimeter defenders that are up for best perimeter defender or whatever that may be. Like, her competitiveness and what she brings to this team is a lot more than just defense. So.
Yeah, Mikasa, she has heart. So I feel like every day she go out there, she plays for her teammates, not only herself. She playing for us, and I feel like that brings everybody together. Like Haley said, look at the stats. We run off her energy. So I feel like if she's getting down the guard, we gotta do the same, and that just comes from heart.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Linder, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Mikasa, with that being said, I imagine you're probably going to get draw the defense on Caitlin. What do you have to do to stay with her?
Yeah, Caitlin's a great player. I think really just being physical from the jump. I think it's going to be a great team defensive night. I think we're going to all play really well. Maybe do a little trapping, do what we got to do. So just staying locked in and picking her up full court. Alexis Cubitt, Louisville Courier-Journal. I think I talked to you about it, Olivia, last night, but Mikasa and Haley, football team is making the Work is Work t-shirts inspired by JP. What does that mean to you guys as far as just that saying, and how much have you feel like you've exemplified that? And then just what does that mean to have that kind of Louisville family support?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I take from Work is Work is that, we don't always have to put all of our business out. We do a lot in the dark. We do a lot of work in the gym. We put in a lot of hours that people don't see. So all of our preparation is why we are where we are, and that it's going to continue to keep us successful.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have been trying to steal it or jack JP's phrase, but you heard it here first. It's from JP, so credit to her. And it's really something that over the last couple of years we kind of, when we hear it, like we get excited, like we feel identity in it, and we feel like that's what Louisville basketball is. So yeah, it's been a journey with that. Work is work.
Definitely.
Matthew?
Matthew Walter from The Next. Mikasa, last night Coach talked about midway through the season he moved you to the point guard spot and just how that opened up the offense for you guys. I want to ask you just how that move you feel like has gone for you, and just that conversation when he decided that he was going to let you sort of be the primary ball handler for you guys on offense?
In the moment, I thought, okay, whatever it takes to win, I'll do whatever for this team. So it was honestly just, I thought it was very easy. I thought the team adjusted really well to it. I thought we play off each other really well, and I think that we're going to really use it tomorrow, just getting people open shots and then just being successful in that.
Going to open it up to the Zoom room. Tyler Griever, go ahead, please.
Yeah, this one's for all of you guys. How much of a difference have you noticed in Morgan in this tournament, and what has she brought you off the bench?
Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan's energy, I think that's been the difference maker for us. She comes in, she gets an one, we're screaming, we're yelling. She comes in, she gets a big block. It's just momentum changes that she's bringing to the team that's really helping us.
Definitely. Morgan, she's come a long way, and I'm so proud and I'm so happy for her. She's executing her role very well. She know that we need her, so I feel like she's stepping up in a big way.
Yeah, I would say I feel like she's playing very free right now. She's not second-guessing herself anymore on offense or defense. She's trusting her defensive instincts. On offense, she's trusting her ability to drive and score, and that's what we've needed from her. And, kudos to her for delivering.
Alexa
Philpott, ESPN. For any of you, I think Coach was saying back in July, he was like, we weren't really good then, and just talking about how it took some time for everything to kind of come together. Where do you think has been the biggest area of growth for you all, and was there a certain point at all throughout the season or even during the summer where you started to see, okay, we do have that potential, we just need to kind of stay the course?
I think our defense, like Haley just said, trusting our defense instincts. Everybody was second guessing themselves, and I felt like in the beginning of the season we didn't feel like we didn't have each other's back, and I feel like now that we trust our inner circle, I feel like everybody have each other's backs, and we know like if this person get beat, we gonna switch and peel out to that guard that person. So I feel like we trust each other now, and we're glued and we're tight knit, and I love that for us.
Jerry?
Yeah, Haley, as you've matured, how have you learned to channel your intensity, and do you ever take it easy on yourself?
That's actually funny because I still struggle with channeling it. Like I'm very expressive in my emotions, and it's just how I am. I'm not gonna change it about myself. It's what makes me great. Just as much as it can be annoying for others and myself sometimes. But no, I think I have a lot of great people around me who are willing to understand me. And I think they understand sometimes when that intensity comes out, it's not anything that is bad intentioned. It's me pushing other people to be great, pushing myself to be great, and wanting to win. And I think that my teammates and my coaches appreciate that about me, so they don't hold my intensity against me. And I appreciate that because, in high school I struggled with that, playing around people and with coaches who wanted me to dim that light. And I think that playing at Louisville, I've been able to shine that light, and it's what has separated me from other people in the country. And I still struggle sometimes to control it, but I'm doing a lot better. I'm much more mature, and it's an everyday work in progress.
We love that energy. We love that energy.
So last night it was obviously a Louisville crowd with the hometown factor for Haley. Iowa traveled real well too, and it was a very electric crowd for them, which maybe Haley and then one of the others talk about the anticipation of probably being able to play in front of a very electric, very energized crowd in a city that definitely appreciates women's basketball.
Yeah, just like you said, it's great for women's basketball. It shows that we have support, that we are good, that people want to watch us play, And thank goodness for our girl here. We're gonna bring in as much bread as we can. You know, it's a family atmosphere here at Louisville through all of us, so it'll be super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's one of those moments that you work your whole life for, to be playing on a national stage in the Elite Eight with a packed house. Yeah, you can't trade it for any other scenario. So it's gonna make or break you. That type of pressure, it forms diamonds or it crushes you. So we'll see which side we come out on.
For Olivia, your coach was talking a lot about how much he admires Monica Zanotto's game, just how she's able to finish over each shoulder without dribbling when she gets the ball in the post. What sort of defensive challenge does she present for you and for Liz?
Yeah, like you said, Monica is a great player, great finisher. I never played against her before, and my first time was watching the game last night. I'm excited to play against her. It's gonna be challenging. I mean, she's gonna score. I'm gonna score. I mean, we're both great post players, and I feel like whoever gets the most stops, who's gonna be successful. And I feel like me personally, I'm gonna do whatever I can, to not let her. I'm gonna make her catches hard. I'm gonna challenge her. I'm gonna, be aggressive, and I'm gonna be physical, and try to keep her off the low block. You know what I'm saying? Try to push her out more so she can shoot the more face-up jumpers because she finished so well in the post. So I'm gonna just try to keep her out the post so it can be easier for me. I'm ready, so we're gonna see what it takes.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, Olivia, Haley, Mikasa, thank you very much. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Reminder of the schedule for the rest of the day. 1 o'clock game will be Ohio State and UConn. 3:30 will be Tennessee and Virginia Tech. We'll see you in here after the games.